Let's raise that frequency up, spectrums. You know what we do. Where we come to? Right up to the crown. Because the kings and queens that we are. Workings, we work kings and queens. Because we work king now. We were kings and queens. Man, I swear bro be breaking it down. He's crazy. 100%. Man, he bust down reality. I swear he's dual welding Thor's hammer. But let's get into the topic, man. Let's rouse up to this crown and crown it up. My kings and queens, my spectrums. DDM. You know, I'm coming with these acronyms. Digital domain minded. The silicone chip does everything for you. Your searching, your remembering, your thinking, your judgment, your decision making, buy, sell, trading, sex, socializing, artificial light and sound source. You know? You see, when you go within and you tap into that Om, and you tap into the inner transients of you, and then you tap in and you have a straight spine, and you project your EL within your body, you project your EL within yourself via mirrors, and why windows and mirrors are so important and why they play a big factor in all this bullshit. Obviously I told you, if you project yourself into yourself via a mirror, you will reap greater results, guaranteed. It's metaphysics, man, and it's physics all at the same time, and it goes in unison. You know how everything goes in unity, and then there's disharmonic and discord. I've explained this shit to you guys a million times over. I will slam this hammer on this table until you wake up. You know what I'm saying? Alright. Kind of reiterated drawings. Okay, so obviously this is someone who has a straight spine and is on that Om frequency. When you're on that Om frequency, you're connected to our creator. You know, God, or whatever you want to call him. The divine one that made us, the divine beings, because there's a divine masculine and there's a divine feminine. Alright, now the L restriction of flow, that's this bent spine shit. That's the brain looking down at the smart device, because your brain's in your head, your neck's bent. If someone were to punch you and your brain's already in a bowl of water or solution, let me tell you why that water and solution even exists on a brain. Okay, if you have cerebral spinal fluid that goes from the ventricles and it goes up and down the spine, see, that's the fluid flowing, right? It's the fluid flowing. Well, if it goes along something, it's a straight path and you go along something. Now you can go along a zigzag path, but it's obviously more harder to traverse than a straight path. So what do you think happens if your shit's all bent up, your spine's all bent up, and the fluid can't flow the way it's supposed to? Bang. Where does it go? It can't really go anywhere if the flow is impeded. Hello, if you put a rubber band or tie your arm up with something, isn't it going to turn purple and fall off? Because the flow is restricted. You're going to start losing circulation. You're going to go numb. That's just 100% physics, and you cannot contest that no matter who you are. Now, I'm telling you right now what I'm saying and what's on this little diagram. Sorry, it seems a bit watered down. I told you, I'm busy. I got other stuff going on. Look, fluid on the brain, that's caused because the spine is bent and it can't flow right. So the cerebral spinal fluid then comes up there. If you obviously intake water, we're 75-80% water. Okay, that's in our bodies. That's also going. This is flowing, fluid flowing. Bruce Lee said, "Be like water." A lot of analogies explain and use water as the fluid flowing. Okay, cerebral spinal fluid is impeded. Therefore, the solution begins to build up in the brain. Well, what happens? Something's got to give. So either your head's going to swell up, bones don't stretch. We know that. The brains obviously would shrink because, see, if you're drinking and intaking bullshit and all the fluid flowing, then the water becomes what? Tainted. I told you, water solubles break down in the water, the hydrogen to oxygen, and then it is no longer hydrogen to oxygen. It could be HF2 or H2F2, you know, which is hydrogen fluoride oxygen. You know what I'm saying? H2F2O. or something like that. You know, and then whatever you ingest, because you are what you eat, because I told you elemental spectrums. It's an elemental spectrum existence that we live in. It's the EL, elemental, light, sound, 100%. It's metaphysics, man. It's physics, but it's metaphysics. It's like we're here, but we're not here. You know, it's heavy. It's just some heavy shit. That's why you gotta overstand this. My spectrums come up to this crown. Put your crown on, man. Why do you think they talk about the crowns and the jewels and yeah? You know, and about in heaven you get crowns and this, that, and the other. Now, I'm not preaching religion. I'm just saying, why do you think they refer to this type of stuff? What does gold do? It raises your frequency if you ingest it or if you wear it. That's why they adorn the rappers and shit with that, so they have this radiant frequency. But man, those motherfuckers are so stupid, man. They probably be buying counterfeit shit, man. I don't care how much money they have, man. A lot of motherfuckers are retarded out there. Even the mainstream the mainstream amoeba-minded, you know what I'm saying, people? Yeah. All I see all your little bling bling, man. That shit sound like some shit out the gumball machine clanging together, like some old metal, man. That shit sounds like gumball machine jewelry. Get that shit out of my face, man. That jewelry don't make you clean. And people got them jewelries on. You think they clean and shit, man. You probably touch their hands. When you shake their hands, probably got slime on it. Like, ooh, what the fuck was you just doing, bro? I don't respect you. I don't give a fuck about your entourage and none of that. Fuck you. You're dirty. Your jewelry doesn't mean shit to me. And if you do adorn yourself in jewelry, you should wear it to raise your frequency, not to be flashy with it. Yeah, I got a ring on, but that's not that, dude. That symbolizes I'm a keyboard player. That's what the hell it means. And it's also an heirloom from deceased relatives, so fuck off. That's why I had this ring on. And I don't wear it to flash and think I'm some pimp player, or you know what I'm saying? I'm not that. This ring is for my deceased relatives. You know what I'm saying? I have another article that I'm wearing right now that's from a deceased, my grandfather. And it's not about flash and shit. It's because that's what it is I'm representing to the death of me. Now, I'm telling you, when you wear jewelry, if you wear jewelry to show it off, that's tomfoolery, 100%. And if you wear it to show it off and somebody wants to rob you or test you, that's your problem because you want to be flashy. And then there are people out here who are hungry and starving, and then they are also in a lower frequency, and they'll take your shit. They'll take your stuff right off you at gunpoint or strong arm you or however you have to do it because of all this stuff. All this in conjunction, man. It's all frequency. It's all frequency. You're an elemental being made by a creator, right? If you ingest bullshit and stuff that's not bioavailable, and then you're being hit with microwaves, and you're also either exercising or not exercising and projecting your EL into dumbass screen. All this stuff takes place, man. The self-sabotage is this bent spine shit and being lazy and shit. Once your brain stem is bent and your neck and shit like that's bent, you got to work to get that back to being straight. But until you do, you're gonna have breathing problems. You're gonna have heart problems. That's just the way it happens, man. You're gonna have the midbrain. There's the pons, the midbrain, and the medulla. The midbrain. You know, it connects all that and controls like motoric functions and stuff like that. And the pons controls the eyes and stuff like that, facial expressions. So that's letting light in and out, and your facial expressions, the genuine emotion expression of your face. That's why we're given a face. Facial expressions to express the feelings that are within that cannot be seen. Another projection of the EL before your eyes that you cannot even recognize as an anomaly, but and such a miracle and something crazy and amazing like that. You see what I'm saying? And then that's all bent up. So now, and your medulla controls your breathing and your heart functions. So you shit's bent and you can't breathe. Okay, your diaphragm controls, it's right underneath your sternum, the muscle where your two top ab muscles should be at, if you have some. When you breathe, that should expand, and your lower abdomen, all that should move. If your lower abdomen doesn't move, that means your pump is busted down there, and you got to get it back, which means your core is busted. If your core is busted, you know that's bad. If your core is weak and busted, you're in bad shape. Like, someone will seriously hurt you. If your neck is bent and you get punched like that, and it's all like slack neck. It's like slack jaw. God, your shit's broke now. Forever. Might not be ever, could be ever be repaired in life. You see what I'm saying? So the digital domain mined it. The silicone chip mined it. The robot, cyborg, man, magic machine, 100%. That's what it boils down to. Your stuff, your cerebral spinal fluid cannot flow. The flow is impeded. Then it has to build up where? In the container. The container that contains your brain, just your skull. So now you got cerebral spinal fluid now building up in there, mixing with the brain blood barrier. Hello. Come on, man. This is basic. This is basic little kindergarten science and anatomy. That could be found in any anatomy book that you look in. You know. I got a front. I got a stud. But I'm telling you, 100%, this is how it all plays in conjunction, man. And then the things you ingest. Your waters are tainted. And your water is what? May I repeat it again? I am going to repeat it again. Is a doorway, a conduit, a consciousness. Water is conscious. It can be programmed. Water is also a protector of one. Why is that? You know how babies fall? Like, you ever heard of a baby like falling out of a window, which is an atrocious parenting situation, I might want to say, because why is your baby falling out of a window? But thank goodness and the creator above us that the little babies, when they fall from heights that are strangely enough, they don't break. Their little bodies are protected. You know why? Because their bones, number one, aren't fully developed yet, so they're like gooey, rubbery cartilage. Obviously they have bones, but it's not like our developed adult bones. And they're water. They're full of water. You know, all water does on the ground is just splash apart and break. It doesn't really break. I mean, water's particles. But when water's contained in something, water will protect something. See what I'm saying? Water will absorb something. You know, why do you think people dive in the water when they're getting shot at? Because water does what? Absorbs the bullets. I mean, the bullets go through the water, but I mean, water is a body. Okay? Depending on the bullet and power of the gun projectile, the bullet's only going to go but so far into the body of water. Bodies of water are way more ginormous and gigantic than us as beings. We're more like ants and specks of grains to the creator. So as to a body of water, we're just like a turd in the toilet to get flushed down that thing. You know what I'm saying? In a river or a sea or ocean. Body of water. So a bullet would be like a what? A grain of sand or a speck being projected into it. The only thing that's going through water, and that even has a limitation, is light. And that penetrates water much more greater than a bullet and effectively than a bullet. However, it even has a limit in which it can travel before the void eats it up. And that's what it boils down to, the void. You have the here. You have the inner that comes from the void within, the darkness within, the inner self, the inside of you, which you cannot see, that you know exists, that you hear and and see, and all the inner visualization. And then you have all this external stuff. See, the is the sign, the square is the chip, and then you want to think outside the box. Put your device down for a second. You'll show me something then. You'll show me that you're thinking outside the box. But I understand that it is a handy device. But like I told you before, don't be like this. You have to use the chip to your advantage. Don't let the chip use you. The chip uses you. When you stare at it all day and you do nothing, and it makes you, it gains you nothing. It gets you nowhere. It does nothing for you. If it's not getting you anything, somehow, some way, if you're not accomplishing goals, some goals that you have set that need met, if you're not accomplishing them, it's doing nothing for you. If you're not using this either to, like, in a certain type of manner, like I'm using the internet right now in a manner that I'm supposed to, I would want to say. You know what I'm saying? I would hope so. That's just to my own opinion. Other people might not agree with me. That's fine. Everybody has their own, their own feelings about stuff. I don't really care. I mean, I respect you. You respect me. If you disrespect me, I'm disrespect you. That's just plain and simple. I mean, it should be one. What's 1 plus 1? 2. What's 1 and 0? The perfect number. The be all end all. Because with those numbers, you can make any number. You add them together, or you add 1 and 1 together, it makes 2. 2 and 0 together is 20. If you put them next to each other, but 2 plus 0 is obviously 2. But you know what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. 1 and 0, you can make everything with that. So with that said, digital domain minded, DDM. Yeah, man. This is 100, man. Zoom that in. This camera's retarded. I swear I'm gonna bash it with a hammer. I'm gonna bash it so oh man, I would do it on tape, but that's hedonistic. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna just bash it and then start my tape and be like, yeah, here's the old camera I was using. And I'm gonna put some goggles on. Yeah, speaking of goggles, goggle-eyed goggles. What do you think goggle is? It's a glass. Google, it's a glass. It's a magnifying glass. That's why Google. That's why when you get those little dumbass ads for everything that you click on, you get pseudo ads and side ads and stuff that's like temptation and shit like that. Oh yeah, buy this, get that, consume this. Oh yes, duh. Just because your ass is under a monocle. You see what I'm saying? So you're under a monocle. Google, goggle. What you do? You look into the water with goggles, huh? The water's on your brain, huh? I'm gonna keep talking this noise. I'm gonna keep planting these seeds in the soil. I'm gonna keep feeding these ladies and gentlemen this good transient. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. Huh? I told you that. You use goggles to look under the water, right? So you don't get water in your eyes. Huh? You got water in your brain. You looking through Google know what you got because you dual Hello? Yo. Feel me? It's Crow Town. Motherfucker. I told you that. Busting it down with a hammer. Hey yo, what's up, yo? Little Crow Kai. I fucks with you, homie. Supporting me. That's my bro, yo. What's up, man? Hey. Crow Crew. I'm out here. I got something. I'll be right back, man. I gotta do something.